Hey YouTube, glad to have you back in the shop. Alright, well, we're moving to that time in the build where the luthier moves from being primarily a woodworker or a wood finisher, or even in the case of the nut, a bone cutter, to an electrician. So there's a couple of items that are pretty key to doing a nice job when you're wiring up a guitar. The first, as with any soldering project, is going to be your soldering iron. This one's pretty sweet, highly recommended, because it's got the dial on here. You can make sure you're not too hot and not too cold. This one comes with a little sponge. Keep that lightly moistened, and that will be your friend while you're soldering. Of course, for solder, I like to use this rosin core silver solder. Melts really easily and gives me a nice finish, especially when we use the soldering flux. A lot of people I know skip this step. Buy this little tube. It'll last you a long time, and it'll make your welds or your soldering much cleaner, neater, and higher quality. We've got a box of goodies here, some electrical tape, some zip ties for an extra pickup wire, and we've even got these. And it's hard to tell in this crusty old bag here, but these are those shrink wrap doodads. You don't need a lot of this, obviously, but you can slide these over the wires and melt them nice and tight. And just to show you how long I've had these for, these are from Radio Shack. Okay, so now the setup for soldering. Having a baseboard like this is actually the same cutout shape as the guitar, flipped upside down because the electronics will be mounted from underneath the guitar, obviously, and the holes for the knobs and all the other appurtenances are right where they would be and are on the guitar. So this way, when we lay out all the wiring, all the lengths can be basically made ideal and exact for the guitar. Excuse me. So everything's neat and tidy inside the case when you put it in there. Probably not as important with most solid bodies because they usually just have a cavity on the back, and I don't know. I've opened some of those up that I had, and there's a lot of wiring going on in there and stuff. The idea with a hollow body guitar and with my guitars is, you want that those electrical controls to be as clean and tidy and neat, and hopefully you never see them, but presentable as possible. And also, if you do a really good job on organizing your wires and making sure everything's nice and snug down, you're not going to get any weird vibrations later in life or any shorts or any issues like that. So, this is an area that's actually quite simple. We've got a neck pickup here. This is just 2 conductors, so it's super easy. We're just talking about basically a ground and a hot here. Same here. And 2 potentiometers, both 500K. They're just going to end up being a little different in how they're set up and wired. And then here's the pickup selector switch. And since the layout on this guitar is a little bit different than my past guitars, after a little tweaking, I've decided this is where I want the pickup selector switch to be. But that means I need to move the hole in this template where that goes. And then I'll work on laying out the wires. I got just some traditional old vintage reissue type wire here that I use. Little wire cutter. Nothing fancy here, people. So we'll get this put together nice and tidy, and then it'll be time to pop it into that guitar over there. So I'm going to jam some tunes and bring you along for the ride. Thanks. Remember to subscribe. Remember to click that thumbs up button if you like this content. Thanks. this wiring harness and electronics for the guitar are pretty much ready to go. The only thing left to do is the ground right here on the end jack, and that'll be done when I get it over partially installed into the guitar, so that I can hook up the bridge grounding that grounds the strings. It's a pretty fun little project. I feel good about the cleanliness and the work that was done here. So super pumped. We're getting close. Thanks for tuning in, and talk to you next time.